boss shows up and people say we're going to have a special announcement, and well, look, I promise you this is not anything that's going to cause anybody concern. About 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we started a tradition at Bonneville of recognizing people who we think exemplify the best in the company. And somewhere around here, there's a set of plaques that identify Bonneville's best, and we're here to recognize one of your folks today as one of Bonneville's best. So let me read this little certificate we put together. Bonneville International Corporation honors Bob Marbourg as one of Bonneville's best. I will read this, and then you will correct all the mistakes when I'm done reading this. Bob Marbourg is a public figure in the nation's capital whom people actually trust. He's been guiding WTOP listeners through the Washington area's brutal traffic for over 30 years. For many years, Bob did both morning and afternoon drive from the air. In between flights, he drove the roads to make sure he knew every construction site, bottleneck, and pothole, a practice he continues on his commute these days. Bob is the source not only for listeners, but local officials as well. He knows about wrecks and jams before law enforcement does, because for decades he's cultivated thousands of loyal WTOP listeners. If I were real news guys, I'd write shorter sentences. Because he's cultivated thousands of loyal WTOP listeners who call him when they see problems. Bob is also famous for getting on public officials and road crews for anything that needlessly delays commuters. Bob brings his energy and passion to work every day, often assigning himself longer hours in severe weather and traffic conditions. His presence at the station is as much a comfort to management as it is to WTOP listeners. To the man the Washington Post calls the Dean of Washington Traffic Reporters, we are pleased to add the title of Bonneville's Best. Presented the 25th of October, Washington, D.C., Mr. Robert Marbourg. A token that goes along with that as well, and I think for those of you who've seen it before, it's this great watch which they screwed up the inscriptions on. So after you open it, put it back together and mail it back to me. So please,
may I say something? It is only possible, I think, for each and every one of us to come to work and to do our best every day, because we are blessed to work for a company called Bonneville, to work for people like Jim and Joel and Bruce. Let me also say, because I think it's appropriate, that last year when we were asked to consider the pay reductions, those of us at the union table determined it was very important, first of all because it was right, but second of all because it was important that we provide cover, as it were, to Jim, to Joel, and to you, to the higher authorities for whom we all work. And so it was, our support was our recognition of appreciation for the opportunity that Bonneville gives us. And whereas we all have a continuing opportunity, we also have an immense responsibility that I hope we can fulfill every day.
Well, you do. Thank you very much. I see you popped for the really nice carving knife.
They only let me have the plastic. All right, folks. Help yourself.
All right, eat cake.
We're very, very fortunate, and
It wouldn't be possible without all you guys.
Thank you.
You will. You always are. Thanks.